We're talking about the types of people that we need to surround ourselves with if we are going to be successful and if we're going to grow. Why are we doing this? We're doing this because we've said already that the human species is a social enterprise. Okay, what am I saying? The human cannot work without socialization. We are social animals. We cannot thrive, that's the word. We cannot thrive without connecting, interfacing one with another, directly or indirectly. If you removed this aspect from humanity, then you've killed humanity. Now, if you're going to be interested in your growth and in your success, intentionally, you will need to inculcate, or you need to be in an environment of people who are one way or another, these 5 or 6 types of people that I'm talking about, that they are going to impact, influence, they're going to catalyze, they're going to make sure that your life is ordered in a particular way. Either they're going to do it intentionally or not, but that's just the virtue that you are in their presence. You've created an environment for them, or you are in their environments. It affects your life. It impacts your life one or another. So let's look at one more type of people that you and I need in our lives. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
Life Signatures episodes are brought to you by africanbooks.com, which is an online ebook platform that seeks to broadcast the African Christian voice to the world. As such, they have become a hub for African content, connecting African writers and publishers with a global reading audience. Publishing your books on their site is free and easy, with authors having full control over their content and the price they choose to sell at it. I was personally blown away by the concept that africanbooks.com is coming up with. Things like no content from their site or their app is going to be run on laptops so that people can easily copy. In other words, your content as a writer is restricted from digital multiplication or digital copying, so you remain intact with your information. And the other concept that I got so blown away with was the fact that in some time to come, in due course, africanbooks.com will be starting to announce African Writer of the Year. In other words, there will be competitions in all African countries to figure out who is the best published author. And I also fell in love with the fact that countries can actually compete against each other. We can have African authors going at it after each other, and your book as an author will be reviewed and have some stars and recommended upon that particular platform. The thing is that it's an answer to Amazon.com. You know, with Amazon, what happens? You've got to have an account in the Americas or whatever, or in Europe before you can get paid as an author. But here, the local currency is in play and the local means of getting paid are in play. So to get started, go to africanbooks.com as an author or as a publisher, and even as a reader if you wanted to read your African favorite authors. Enjoy. Well, thank you very much for tuning and staying tuned on to Life Signatures Radio. We're having over 1,100 episodes this month, July 2022, and we're going strong because this podcast is daily. I figure that daily is much more better than if I'm to do it once a week. And even though that being the case, once a week we have a conversation with people. And in the conversations, we talk thematic issues like health, wellness, like writing, things like daring, and so on and so forth. But thank you so much for staying tuned on to these episodes. And if you really enjoy them and impacting you one way or another, subscribe to whatever channel it is that you have been listening to, and so that you cannot miss any. And also share them with as many friends and relatives and colleagues and workmates and schoolmates and everybody else. Why? Because I believe that these episodes, they're helping and cutting across the stratas of life. Whether you're young, you're old, you're middle-aged, whatever it is, these ideas about purpose, productivity, and resilience, they affect us. And so, speaking of which, we are in a series. This series, we're talking about the special types of people that we need to surround ourselves with. And let me just do a recap for you. We've already had quite a number of episodes in building the foundation, and we've started talking about the first type of people that you need in your life are the people with the results that you're seeking. And I'm going to talk about kinds of those guys again today. But the first type are the ones who have the results that you are looking for. Why? Because they've already made it. They have gone there, done that, shot the movie, bought the t-shirt, whatever it is. And now they have the scars to show, and they know where to go and how to show you. So you need them in your life. They have the results that you're seeking. The second kind of people that you need, the second category, is people who are passionate. Guys who are passionate. They inflame your inspiration and your passion and your motivation when you're in their presence or when you interact with them. The opposite is true. If you surround yourself with people who do not have passion for anything, you will not have passion also. And you need passion in your life. I need passion in my life. Sometimes the only thing we have is passion. And that passion is what is transmuted into life and becomes tangible. It creates products and makes us to go into next frontiers and next levels of our lives and so on. Yesterday we say that there is a third category of people that you need to surround yourselves with, and these are people who draw the best out of you. You are in their presence, you become better just by the virtue of being in their presence. The way they think, the way they reason, the way they dare, the things that they do, right? The way they carry themselves around, it inspires you to be. You are grateful to be in their presence, but it also kind of catalyzes the best out of you. You need such like people, and they are very rare, by the way, to find. And if you find them, stick on them. Today, let us look at another category of people. This is simple, it's easy, straightforward. You already know this. You need people who are far much better than you in your life. If you look around you and the only guys that are around you are the people that you are looking up to you, they are worse off than you. Of course, it's going to, inflate your ego. You're going to feel like, I got it all going on because guys are looking for answers from me and are looking up to me. They are praising me. Everything I'm hearing is praises and so on. Let me tell you something. It is okay to have those kinds of people. Because I've said earlier on in one of the episodes, maybe one of the series, I've said that you and I are sandwiches. We're a food type. Okay, let me get serious. We are sandwiches in that we are in the middle. There will always be someone who is worse off than us, but then there will always be someone who is much better off than us. You might think that you're conquering, maybe in your niche, whatever it is. You are writing books upon books upon books until you get into the presence of Daniel H. Pink, or you get into the presence of Malcolm Gladwell, or you get into the presence of T.D. Jakes. or the presence of John C. Maxwell. These are stellar visionaries, stellar writers. They are much better than you. And if, for example, your goal is to become a writer, and there is this guy this lady who is much better than you, don't you think it would be better to access their presence and to have these people in your life? As in, you can pick a phone and you can call and you can consult, or you can do life together with them. Probably I'm using wrong examples here, because probably you might not be in the presence of T.D. Jakes. It's not that easy, but I've seen people because he has an inner circle of sorts. But even before you get to T.D. Jakes, there's someone who is much better than you that you can be able to get into their presence. If all you are seeing around you are people who are looking up to you, something is wrong. You're not going to grow past where you are. You're not going to succeed past where you have succeeded today. Deep calls to deep. If you wanted to be deeper, you'll need guys who are deeper than you. If you wanted to be better, you need guys who are better than you. If you wanted to reach out to them, there's got to be a way that you can be able to do it. But it starts with you recognizing that you need them in your life. I've said this before, that T.D. Jakes looked around at his table, alluded to the fact that his board were those guys who looked up to him for answers. And he said, no, something's gotta give. I've got to surround myself with people who are much better than me. And he said as much when he was being interviewed when he launched his book, Soar. He tells of how he surrounded himself with many people who are better than himself. T.D. Jakes. Many people. Imagine a person better than T.D. Jakes. They do exist. And imagine T.D. Jakes saying that there is someone better than me. And so he surrounds himself with these guys who are better than him. There's another preacher called Perry Stone. Perry Stone talks about his board a lot. He says there's a laser scientist on his board. He says there's a historian on his board. He says there's an architect, there's a genius on his board. Surrounding yourself with guys who are better than you, not just in your niche. Not just if you're a businessman, don't just have business people who are better than you. But it cuts across board. You have a buffet of people who are better than you. Right? Much better than you, having results in their lives. This is what we need. Some of people in his life, T.D. Jakes' life, include the past 3 or 4 presidents of the United States of America. Could you believe that? That makes this man a better person. If you surround yourself with someone who is better than you, you will definitely grow. You will definitely succeed. And otherwise, if that is not the case, you rush into oblivion. So let us start looking at ourselves right now. Start looking at our lives right now. Who is it in my life today? Start writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who is it in my life right now that is much better than I am? In whatever department, in whatever niche, in whatever area of life. Who are those? I tell you, if you are finding it difficult to enumerate at least 5 people who are better than you and they are in your life, you're doing life together with them, they know you on a first name basis, something is wrong. We need to make sure that we bring these people, go on a quest and bring these people into our lives. That's how we grow. That's how we succeed. Look in your country, look in your community, start from where you are. Reach out to these people and include them in your life. I don't know how you're going to do that, but for me, is to tell you what to do. Probably I'll do another episode or another series on how we can reach out to these people and have them in our lives. But until then, let us do these principles. Tomorrow, let us look at another set of people another category of people that we need to have in our lives. Until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.